Hey, it's Alvin Jones, and we're in beautiful, sunny Southern California. Okay, we're in beautiful, foggy Southern California. We're in La Jolla, right outside of San Diego, and today we're going to take a look at the new 2011 Nissan Quest. And I got a buddy of mine, he's on the trip too, and he's going to help us out. Keith, come on over. This is Keith Buglewicz, and he is with Family Car Review.
Yes.
Good to have you here, and your website is?
FamilyCarReview.com.
Okay, so your specialty is family cars.
Family cars, minivans are right up my alley.
That's good. So you're going to give us some help here, and of course, people, you can always go to his website, which is FamilyCarReview.com, for more information, not only about the Quest, but other cars. So let's take a look. First of all, tell me what your first impressions are of the Nissan Quest.
First impressions are pretty good. I mean, you know, Nissan's got a really bold design, this big chrome grille. It's really a different looking van from the front, which is really unusual for minivans because they tend to be thought of as really bland, boring vehicles. But Nissan's really trying to make a styling statement with this one. And that continues along the side and the profile of it. The profile of the van is also unique. You know, it's got a very sharply cut off tailgate, a very squared off back end.
Now, what's the advantage of having a squared off tailgate as opposed to, say, a kind of rounded tailgate?
Well, there's a couple of advantages. Nissan says that it helps with aerodynamics, which helps with fuel economy, but also as far as loading cargo and stuff, if you have a straight up and down tailgate, you can fit something that's maybe a little longer, a little bit taller than if it sloped down and the glass would be hitting whatever your cargo was when you tried to close the hatch.
Right.
So it really makes a strong first impression when you first see the van on the road.
Now, you were telling me when we were riding here that you see that side wrap on the Quest reminds you of the Ford Flex.
Yeah, it looks a lot like the Ford Flex, especially that in profile, especially in that rear area, which in my opinion is a good thing because I think the Flex is a good looking car.
He's going to do a little walk around and we're going to talk about the Quest, and like I said, Keith knows about family cars, so let's go take a look.
All right.
Okay, cool.
All right. You know, like I was saying, I mean, you got this really powerful grille. I mean, this chrome band here is about 3 inches thick, it looks like. And, you know, this Nissan badge, I mean, you could use that. You can see that almost like a Texas belt buckle or something. So, I mean, it's got a really strong front end. You come around to the side, and you have these lines here that are, you know, breaking up the side of the vehicle so that it's not too slab-sided because you have a lot of sheet metal from the ground up to here. And then you get to the rear cargo area. And this is where Nissan is really touting one of what it considers a real advantage, is this underfloor storage area. This is in every single one. This is this particular van is an LE, which is the top of the line model. And underneath here, it has a subwoofer and stuff. So in other vans, the floor is actually lower. But this area is always here, unlike in other vans, because when you fold the seats forward, the whole thing just folds down like this. And it's a lot more like a crossover in an SUV when you fold the seats down in this van. It's really quick and everything. And if you have something in here, you don't have to move it because most vans, the seats tumble down into that cargo well, and that doesn't happen here. So you always have this. And these covers, Nissan says that they can hold a couple of 100 pounds. So you don't really have to worry so much about, you know, putting something there and having it fall down and smash whatever's underneath. The same thing is true in the front here. They have they're making a big deal about one button on the door handle to open it, and you have a you have a seat here that again folds flat pretty quickly, and you can see how the cargo floor would just be one flat area very quickly. So if you do need to load something fast, you can get it in there really quickly. You know, it's very comfortable inside. On the drive down here, I couldn't help but notice how quiet the Quest was. A lot of vans, because you have this big space here, this big empty box kind of space, a lot of times on the road, especially at highway speeds, you get kind of a booming noise coming from the back. It's very difficult to stop that, and Nissan actually did a pretty good job with it. on the freeway, it's more like driving a sedan. You're not getting that big booming noise coming from the rear, and that's nice for the driver, but it's especially nice for the people who are sitting in the back, because they'll be able to converse and you'll be able to talk to whoever's in the third row without having to shout over the noise in the van. So like a lot of modern minivans, the Quest is available with a DVD system. They're practically mandatory these days, it seems like. And unlike the Honda Odyssey and the Toyota Sienna, Nissan has stuck with a more standards type screen. The Sienna and the Odyssey both have really wide mode screens, and you can show 2 different things at a time on them. But Nissan's pointing out that their screen actually is bigger, has a much bigger viewing area, and that is a pretty big screen, especially for the inside of a car. But the roof height in the Quest is actually coming into play here as well, because when you're driving and you have this screen open, only the very bottom of the screen is viewable in the rear view mirror. A lot of times when these things come down, they completely block your rear view. So that's actually kind of a nice thing, is you can actually have your kids watching a movie when you're driving to grandma's house or something like that, but you'll still be able to see something behind you, even with the screen down, which is pretty handy.
Weather alert. High surf warning in about 5 miles from current location.
You might as well talk about that too.
Okay, well the van just told us that there's a high surf warning about 5 miles from here. Looking out, I believe it. It's looking a little choppy out there. But that brings us to the quite obviously is also integrated into into weather, and it has a wide variety of preset destinations. And one rather odd thing that we discovered while just thumbing through the menus is a selection for adult entertainment. And yes, it is exactly what you think it is when you think of adult entertainment. Now, what would you think that would be?
Adult entertainment?
Like
Adult entertainment.
casino or karaoke
It's
Okay.
bar.
Okay,
Nightclub.
bars. Okay, see,
Yeah.
well,
Nope.
no, actually, it's
Yeah,
strip
go down
clubs,
to high-heeled
apparently.
Honeys. Yeah, go down to
yeah,
high-heeled.
high-heeled honeys and Taboo San Diego, and
Yeah, keep going. Go
I'm
all the
sure
way
that
down,
they
yeah.
serve alcohol,
Go ahead.
but I'm not
Good there, yeah.
sure that a bar is really the main purpose
High-heeled
of the
honey.
Yeah.
high-heeled honeys.
I like this one.
Guidance to your destination. Continue on the current route.
Now, do you consider?
I don't think continuing on the current route will help.
No,
no. But
yeah, no.
high-heeled honeys.
Yeah, high heel.
Okay. Okay, let's go. I can go whenever he wants.
Okay, so you're gonna. Well, Keith, that was kind of fun, and it was good to have some of the folks who were residents of La Jolla come by and take a look at the car.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's what I like about when we get a chance to test drive cars, is that it's not for us, it's for the people who would be interested in the car. So
Exactly.
anytime folks come by and they say, ooh, what's that car? And of course, remember, it's always a car that they haven't seen on the road yet.
Yep.
So what we like to do is just bring them in, and the folks that came by today were very, very fun to work with, and we really appreciate them.
Absolutely.
And appreciate you also. And
My
let's let
pleasure.
everybody know your website, in case you're looking for a family car. Go to the website, and it is.
FamilyCarReview.com.
Let's do that one more time. We're going to put the name right here.
Okay,
All right.
FamilyCarReview.com.
FamilyCarReview.com. So anytime you're looking for a family car, be it the Nissan Quest or anything else, go to Keith's website, because he's got good information, and you always update it, don't you?
Absolutely.
Hey, so since I've got you on TV and we're recording, we can get you to come back on, talk more about family cars?
Absolutely. It'd be
All
my
right.
pleasure.
So there you have it. We're going to see more of Keith right here on Planet Vehicle. We'll be right back.